Right, hello everybody, I'm Dave, welcome back to Sailing Madness. Now as you can see, I'm back on board my own boat. If you've watched my previous episodes, you'd have seen me sailing Biscay on Lottie, Gary's beautiful Sun Odyssey 410 with Mark and with Tim. We had a great time and I hope you enjoyed those episodes. Back in Scotland now, but this is a bit of a last minute unplanned trip up to the boat. I've just driven 6 hours to get here because there is a storm on the way. Now it's very, very rare for named storms to blow through this part of the UK in summertime. It is Sunday the 3rd of August, but tomorrow, in about 12 hours from now, Storm Floris is on the way. So I wanted to make a quick dash up to the boat just to batten down the hatches to make sure everything is hunky-dory for when the winds do pick up in the next 12 hours or so. I know I need to remove the solar panels off the roof. That's a bit of a precaution because the forecast is for gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So that's pretty unusual for this time of year here in the UK. I'm going to get the solar panels off the roof, off the Bimini, and just going to do a little walk around, make sure everything is tied down, make sure it's all lashed down, and make sure this boat is ready for whatever Storm Floris throws at her over the next 24 hours or so. Right, so as you can see, I've got 2 solar panels up here on the Bimini. There is a slot here for a third one on the spray hood. Don't tend to put the solar panel up on this one because we tend to have the spray hood down when we're sailing. But these 2 solar panels, they're left on and they keep the batteries topped up on the boat while I'm away. So all we need to do is just unclip them and slide them out of their cover here on the Bimini, and then we'll put them down below ready for when the winds do pick up. I'm going to be using the wind generator up there. That's going to be providing some nice power when the wind picks up a little bit later on. But first job is let's get these solar panels off. Now one thing I do need to do actually before we start unplugging any solar panels is just switch the breaker off. So let's just get underneath the starboard locker, and as you can see, a bit difficult to show you with just one hand, this is the breaker. Just turn that off. That is now cutting the power into the MPPT from the solar panels. Not that there was much going in there right now because it's obviously 6 o'clock in the evening, bit cloudy and overcast. But do that before you unplug anything. Now before we start unplugging solar panels and sliding them out, we have to take these magnets off. I just use these very, very strong magnets. There's 6 on each panel, and you just got to slide them off. Oh, fuck. See how powerful they are? That's just nipped me. Okay, that's the magnets removed. As you can see, I did break one. Never mind, got some spares. Okay, so that pinch from the magnets just caused a lot of blood. I've had to go and put a plaster on. Right, what was we doing? We're taking the solar panels off, weren't we? One. Right, okay, that's the solar panels now off the Bimini and stored safely down below. Let's just do a little walk around the deck and just make sure that everything is nice and tight. Nothing's going to blow away, nothing's going to come undone if these winds do blow up as they've been forecast to do. Let's start on the transom here. Just check the dinghy. Okay, everything is there nice and tight. That's all good, that's all good. I think that needs a bit of a clean, but that's a job for another day. Look at all these cobwebs. When you go away and you leave your boat, the amount of bird poo in here as well. It's not like seagull poo. It's like little bird poo. Some little birds definitely made him or herself at home in here. Look at these little feathers, and the same on this side. All needs a good clean. Cobwebs everywhere as well. How does a spider get onto a boat that's on a mooring ball and has been on a mooring ball for months? It's beyond me. Right, okay, enough about bird poo. Let's just go and check everything. Let's start with the boom. Got that nice and tight. The outhaul's nice and tight. That's not going anywhere. This is on ratchet. That's going to stop the sail coming out. Nice. Everything else is nice and tight. All these clutches are closed. That's good. So the sheets could do with a little bit of tightening up. Spare halyards, all nice and tight. And the most important thing, let's just check the mooring ball. Look at all these cobblers as well. Right, so I can see a little bit of chafing here. So that is obviously just chafing on the rope protector, the chafe guard. That's what it's supposed to do. Let's just have a look on this side. There's no chafing there. I think everything is as good as it's going to be. The big question is now, it's a waiting game. Will we get 50 to 70 knot gusts? It's going to be kicking off tomorrow morning about 6 o'clock, lasting for about 12 hours. It is now 20 to 7 and the storm is set to hit 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we'll see. Watch this space. Right, I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to pick up on my phone, but this is PredictWind, and here we are. There's the UK. This little green dot here is where we are. Now, as you can see, the winds are pretty benign at the moment. It's nice and calm out there. But if I just roll this through, keep an eye on the time down here, and watch how it gets very, very red. So here we are, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is what we're faced with. Okay, so it's pretty strong winds, and then it just gets stronger and stronger as the day goes on. It goes a bit white there, so these white winds, you know, that's 40 odd knots, that is. So if I scroll out, you can see this low pressure that comes over. Now, earlier on in the week, this low pressure was going to hit right in the centre of Scotland across here. But as you can see now, it's kind of predicted to sort of pass north of Scotland. But that means that all these winds coming around this way are just going to hit us. So if we change the wind to a gust map, you can see how gusty it's going to be. Look at that. That looks just awful, doesn't it? That's at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So there, as you can see, it's not looking very nice. So starts about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then it doesn't really die down until the early hours of Tuesday morning. So we're in for a rough time over the next 24, 36 hours or so. So that is why I made the dash up here, to make sure everything was battened down and everything is secure. But we'll see. I'm staying on the boat tonight. It's nice and calm out there now. Let's see what it's like tomorrow morning. Okay, so is this the calm before the storm? It's just so quiet and peaceful here right now. But in about 7 hours time, I think it could be completely different. Well, good morning and welcome to the summer bank holiday in Scotland. It's about 9 o'clock now. As you can see, it's a little bit breezy out there. We've had a lot of rain, although it's not raining at the moment. We've just had a gust come through at nearly 52 knots. Just looking at the true wind dials now, let me show you. Okay, so here we have, that's the current wind speed, 33. And that gust that came through a few minutes ago, 51.9. So it is a bit breezy out there. The peak of the wind, the peak of Storm Floris isn't expected until lunchtime. So got another 3 hours for this to build. So probably not as bad as what they were forecasting, because they were saying it's going to be gusting 60 knots, but we've had a 51.9, not far off, but not as bad as what they were saying. But still pretty blowy out there. See how it goes as we head towards lunchtime, and I'll keep you posted. Oh, and as you can see by the mess in the boat, I've been down below, keeping myself out of the wind and the rain, doing some boat jobs. That's why the place looks like an absolute tip. Right, as you can see and hear, it's definitely still blowing a bit here in the anchorage. We've still had a biggest gust of 51.9 knots. It's currently blowing about 25-30. It lulls down to about 15-12 and then builds right back up again to sort of 30-35. We've been swinging around in all directions on our mooring pretty much all day. One thing that I'm concerned about, the boat that's furthest in the distance, not sure how far you can see over there, but there's like a 3-masted kind of old-fashioned style yacht. He's been dragging his anchor for the last couple of hours. He was right over there. There's 1, 2, 3 boats, 3 smallish yachts here, and then it's just in the distance with the black hull. I think you can see him, he's coming back now. He's been trying to lay his anchor again, but every time he does it, he's getting closer and closer over here. So if I was any of those boats on the outside, I'd be pretty worried. In fact, I'm still going to be worried if he still gets any closer than what he is. Be keeping an eye on that over the next couple of minutes. But the good news is it's not as bad as what they forecast. They were predicting gusts of 60 miles an hour this afternoon. It is, what is the time? It's 1:15 Monday afternoon, and this should be the peak of it now, but it's nowhere near gusting that much. That noise there, by the way, is the wind generator. When the wind gets too hard, it puts the brakes on and slows the propellers down. Sounds awful. It feels like the Bimini is going to blow off, but it's not actually the Bimini making the noise. That's the wind generator and the brakes coming in and slowing the blades down. As you can see, the boat over there, he's I think he's put his anchor down now, so hopefully he's going to stay there. But he has been getting closer and closer. Right, as you can see, it's just starting to rain again, and that big old boat, his anchor's still dragging. Okay, so as you can see and hear, it looks like Storm Floris has actually blown her way through, and what we're left with now is kind of 10 to 15 knots, occasionally gusting at 25, but over the last couple of hours it's been gradually calming down. I think we've actually got away with it here in this bay Bayard Marina. Looking at some of the Facebook posts from elsewhere on the Scottish sailing Facebook pages, there's been 1 or 2 boats dragging anchors, and I think in the more exposed coastal parts of the west coast of Scotland they did have stronger winds out there, but maybe the hills around us protected us from most of that, or from the worst of it anyway. So yeah, so it looks like it's blown through. Now I was planning to stay on the boat tonight. In fact, I'm still going to stay on the boat tonight. I didn't think I was going to get off the boat until tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking now I might make it to the pub tonight. But there again, it is raining a lot. So I think I'll have something to eat. I've got plenty of food on the boat. I'm going to cook myself something to eat, and I might just pop to the pub for a pint of Guinness in a little while. You know, I do feel sorry for these people over there because they've been trying to set their anchor all day. As you saw earlier on, their anchor was dragging all over the place. They disappeared about half a mile down the lock. I think they got their anchor set then, but for some reason they've decided to come back. Only they're very close this time. Let's hope the winds continue to die down and they don't have any more problems. Oh. Well, good morning and welcome to the morning after the day before. It is now Tuesday the 5th of August. Storm Floris has blown her way through and look what she's left us. A nice day, bit of wind, some blue sky up there. It would be lovely to go sailing, but unfortunately I've got to go home. So the winds died completely overnight. There was 1 or 2 really heavy rain showers that woke me up, but the winds died off, which was great because that meant that Nelson's flagship over there was finally able to set his anchor. He had a torrid day yesterday, but fortunately last night when he set his anchor after the winds died down, he's pretty much stayed where he is. I was a bit worried about him coming over this way had the winds not died down, but that didn't happen, so that's good news. So it would be lovely just to slip the lines today and go sailing, but unfortunately I can't do that. I've got to go home. I'm having a new tattoo on Thursday, so looking forward to that. But I will be back up in a couple of weeks, where the plan is to head out to the Outer Hebrides. That's the plan. Whether I'll get that far remains to be seen. That'll all depend on the wind and the weather at the time. So fingers crossed we get there, fingers crossed for that. So yeah, I do need to head home. So plan today is, plan for this morning before I do leave, got a couple of tidy up jobs to do. Must remember to put those solar panels back on the top of the Bimini so that they can recharge the batteries while I'm away. So that's the big job of the morning. Bit of tidying up, pack my bags, and then it's a 6-hour drive back down to North Wales. Was it worth coming all the way up for Storm Floris? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I think we are pretty sheltered here at the top of Loch Craignish. It's only if the winds are coming directly up the loch that I think it gets pretty choppy in here. But the winds were nowhere near as bad as what they were forecast to be on PredictWind. I know other people in other areas of the northwest of Scotland had it pretty bad, or had it worse. A couple of boats I saw on Facebook had ended up dragging anchors and ended up on rocks and beaches. So that's really bad news for their owners, but fortunately no one was hurt, no one's injured, no one killed. So we all live to fight another day. Right, let's get on with the jobs. First job though, the big job of the day, first job of the morning, put the kettle on and have a cup of tea. Right, so I've had my cup of tea and I've actually had some breakfast, got all my jobs done, did remember to put the solar panels back up on the Bimini. So they are all ready to go. I'm just about ready to go, but it's just started pouring down. It's eased off now, it's still spitting a little bit out there, so I'm going to give it 10 or 15 minutes to clear, but don't want to mess my hair up on the way to the car, do I? So I think I've shown you this before. This is my laying up procedure. Now, as you know, as I've already mentioned, I live a 6-hour drive from the boat. So how many times, if you're a boat owner, have you laid your boat up, left it for a couple of weeks, got halfway home and realised you hadn't done something or left something on, not switched something off? Well, for me to do that when I'm halfway down the M6 would be an absolute disaster. So I've got it written down here, everything I need to do before I leave the boat. So let's just go through it. Okay, so in general, what I need to do is close all the windows and hatches. Yeah, I've done that. All the lockers and cupboards, I've opened all of them. I've distributed the dehumidifier sachets. I haven't got any of them at the moment, but that's what I do in the winter. And clean. Yeah, I've been through everywhere, cleaned, even in the heads. Engine bay, master switch to off. Yes, that's done. And close the stern dive through hole. Yep, done that. The electrics, the inverter under the settee, switch that off. Done that. Master panel here behind me, that's off. And the shore power off while I'm on a swing mooring, so that's irrelevant. In the heads, flush the toilet with fresh water. Done that. Always do that before you leave your boat, otherwise it will smell if you just leave seawater in there. Close the through holes under the sink, done that. Close the holding tank through hole, done that. Release the water pressure in the taps, I've done that. In the galley, turn the gas off, done. Empty the fridge and leave the lid open, done. Empty the bin, done. Release the water pressure in the taps again, yep, done. In the cockpit up there, padlock all the lockers, yeah, secure all lines, halyards. None of this is going to be relevant to this trip because I've not been sailing, but if I had been sailing, this is what I'd be checking. Secure all lines and halyards, secure bimini and spray hood, secure jib sheets around winches, angle the dinghy to drain the rainwater, and secure jib furling line on a winch. None of that was changed. That was all done the last time I was here. I've not been sailing, so I don't need to check any of that. And then on deck, again, this is all for if you've been out sailing, which I haven't. In-mast furling drum to ratchet. Bring the windlass remote inside. Secure a line around the boom. That stops the outhaul flogging in the wind and banging on the boom. Check fenders are all out of the water. I'm on a swing mooring now, so that's irrelevant. Check all dock and spring lines. Again, not relevant, and spare halyards on lifeline rails. Again, not been sailing, so I don't need to do that. So that stays here on the boat, and I know before I leave I haven't forgotten to do anything. I've emptied the fridge, I've got all the spare food that I'm taking home, I've got my bin to take, I've got my personal belongings. I'm just about ready to go, and it looks like I can see blue sky out there, so I think we're just about ready to leave. Oh, you dickhead. No, don't fall in. Okay, so that's it. The boat's secure. I'm all loaded, ready for a 6-hour drive now all the way home on the M6, heading south, facing lane hoggers all the way, no doubt. Middle lane hoggers get right on my nerves. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. I'm going to head off, and join me next time in a couple of weeks when we will definitely be doing some sailing. Until then, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye. Oh, for a minute I thought the car wasn't going to start. Whoops. For a minute I thought the car wasn't going to start there. Oh well, it just meant I've had to come back and stay on the boat another night. Never mind, it's running now. And that just about does it for Dave for today. If you're still here watching at the end, then you must have enjoyed this episode, so please remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing. You'll be doing us a big favour by helping us reach more viewers, as the more likes and subscriptions we get, the more likely YouTube is to recommend us to people who may not have found us yet. And if you've got any comments or questions, please put them in the box below. Finally, if you'd like real-time updates, ad-free episodes and exclusive behind-the-scenes content, then head over to Patreon and join the Sailing Madness Patreon crew. Click the link in the description below for more details. Until next time, thanks for watching. Oh, and if you've not seen them yet, don't forget to check out some of our previous episodes.